Beautiful man. Has the heart of gold. He'll call me as if I'm going to answer all his problems. And he does lay it on thick. And the reason being is because of that heart of gold. When a veteran is homeless, when a veteran is out there in the wind, not knowing where to go, how to get there, who to go see, he's advocating. And then he'll put it on me. So without further ado, I want to call my friend, and hopefully soon yours too, Mr. Terrance, the unstoppable coach.
Thank you. It's an unstoppable day. I love it. Look at all these beautiful women in this audience. Give yourself a What I really love about it is that if something is to break out in here, you got my back. Yes, indeed. It's not often that a man can say that so many beautiful, wonderful, and exciting women has his back at the same time. So I thank you so much, and I thank you for Queen Yvette. Yvette has done so much for veterans, not just for veterans, but she's done so much for homeless families here in the South Suburbs. I have had the pleasure of working with Yvette on a number of occasions, not just with the veterans that I work with now, but we started out working with homeless families when I was working at Catholic Charities as a housing specialist here in the South Suburbs. And now I am a property manager working with homeless veteran males out at Hines VA Hospital. And so we continue to collaborate together to help house homeless male veterans. And I get the chance each and every day to say thank you to our male veterans. But I'm so pleased, so proud to be able to stand here before you to say thank you to all you lovely females, because you do just as much, if not more, to serve our country as your male counterparts. So yes, give yourself. So as I look around, I see a lot of unstoppable women. Say unstoppable. Unstoppable. Yes, you are. And it's my honor to stand here just for a couple of minutes to honor you, but to also to encourage you. You see, I know you're unstoppable women because I see that you are all unique in your own way. I see that you served in your own unique way with your own unique purpose. You were given an assignment by the Creator. I like to call him God. I don't know what you call him. You were given a unique assignment by God before you were even born that set you on this path, that set you into serving your country. And now that you are civilians, it's going to set you on a different path. And we'll talk about that before I end. But I honor you for your uniqueness. And I honor you because you have never given up. No, I see some unstoppable women out there that never stopped, despite the criticism that you had, despite the obstacles you had to go through in this so-called man's army, despite the other women in your life who didn't serve that said you wouldn't, despite the men who said you couldn't, and despite your family and your friends that said you shouldn't. You did anyway. So we honor you for never giving up and for never stopping. And we honor you for staying strong and staying positive throughout this process. I know it ain't easy. It ain't easy for anyone to be in the military, to be fighting for people that you may never, ever see in your life. But to go through and deal with being away from your family, being away from your children, being away from what you know as an everyday experience, going to a faraway land where you don't know what to expect and never knowing if you were going to make it back home. We honor you for staying positive. We honor you for overcoming the obstacles that you had to go through to make it through and make it back. We honor you for taking on our pain. I've never been in the military. I never served. My uncle served as a Marine, and he told me stories of how he was in Korea and he was able to serve on our behalf but I see a whole lot of unstoppable women out there who have done the same thing. And I honor you for taking on that pain so that I could be free. And I honor you for standing up for the purpose, standing up for the mission. Whether you agreed with the mission or not, you stood up for the purpose of the mission. And we honor you. We honor you because you did it authentically, as only you could do. We honor you because you did it with an awesome level of excellence. We honor you because you believed in what you were doing. We honor you because you continue to live the life of a woman, even though you wore the wardrobe of an Army, Marine, Air Force, Coast Guard, and Navy uniform. You still were authentic enough to be called woman at the end of the day. And we honor you for doing all of this in a spirit of excellence. Yes, I see some unstoppable women out there, and I honor you for what you've done to serve our country. But I would be remiss if I didn't leave here without asking you, without first encouraging you to be more now. Yes, you are an unstoppable woman, and I want to, and I encourage you to be an unstoppable woman in civilian life, just like you were in the military life. You see, I know there's something inside of you. Les Brown says there's greatness inside of you. But I like to say there's unstoppable greatness inside of you. You see, I know there are some unstoppable women out there. I see a woman of wisdom out there who is waiting to share that wisdom with some other young woman who hasn't decided what they want to do yet, who's waiting to share that knowledge with some young man who has yet to go into his own yet. Yes, I see that woman of wisdom in this audience. I see a woman of optimism in this audience. A woman who knows that even though she's had to go through some obstacles, she made it through. And if she can do it, so can you. I see women of optimism in this audience. I see women who have a message. You have something burning deep inside of you waiting to come out. You have a message that's going to make the difference in somebody else's life. You have a message that may literally save someone's life. Yes, I see that woman out there, that woman with a message. And I see that woman who is going to be accountable to making that message happen. I see a woman who is going to stand up and who's going to share her story, just like Janine shared her story, because she knows it's going to make a difference in somebody else's life. Yes, I see a woman who's going to be accountable to making that message a reality. And yes, I see a whole bunch of women out there that know that their story needs to be heard. It not only needs to be heard, it's necessary. So if you're one of those unstoppable women that I just talked about, one of those women who's full of wisdom, one of those women that's full of optimism, one of those women who has a message, one of those women who is accountable to making that message be heard, and one of those women who knows that it needs to be heard and it's necessary, then I just want you to stand to your feet right where you are and tell the world that you are ready to be accountable. You are optimistic. You are a woman. You are a message. You need to be heard. Not only now, thank you so very much. As a man, honoring all the other men in this room and all the other men around the country, I salute you. I honor you, and I encourage you to go out in your civilian life and be the woman that you were intended to be. You know why? Because you are unstoppable.
Look.